Jay here. Welcome to Intermediate Guitar Chapter 15. We're going to continue talking about some dominant 7 chords today, and today we're going to talk about E7 and B7. Okay, let's start off with E7. We're going to start off with the A string bar chord. Now we've been playing this shape. We're just going to bump it to our 7th fret for E, and index finger is going to be on your 7th fret. 5th string, ring fingers on your 9th fret 4th string, barring to get the 7th fret on the 3rd string with your index, and then pinky gets the 9th fret 2nd string, barring to get the 7th fret with your index on the 1st string. Making some contact if you want to mute the low E string, or you could just have your open E string ringing if you'd like. There's your E7. Okay, now let's do the C shape E7. So if you think like a C major shape from open position, you're going to just bump up to my 7th fret with my ring finger and add my pinky. So now I've got my ring finger on the 7th fret 5th string, middle's on the 6th fret 4th string, pinky gets the 7th fret 3rd string, index has the 5th fret 2nd string, and you can have both of your E strings ringing if you like. Okay, now for an open position E7, if you just think like a regular E major and then remove your ring finger, that's a nice open position E7. So I've got open 6th string, middle finger is on the 2nd fret 5th string, open 4th string, index is on the 1st fret 3rd string, and then open 1st and 2nd string. Okay, now we can also do the D string root, dominant 7, and I'm going to do a small bar for this one so we can just ring out the whole guitar. I'm going to be barring on the 2nd frets. On the 5th and 4th string, I've got my open 6th string. Ring finger goes to the 4th fret 3rd string. Middle finger is on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and then pinky is on the 4th fret 1st string. So that's having all the low strings, or you could just play it from the D string up. Okay, now for B7, we have a couple options here. The 6th string bar chord is the one I'm going to recommend, but also your 2nd fret on the 5th string is also a great B7. So let's start off with the low 6th string. This will keep us in position as we transfer from an E7. So for a B7 on the 6th string, I've got my index finger on the 7th fret 6th string, ring fingers on the 9th fret 5th string, barring to get the 7th fret on the 4th string with my index. Middle finger's got the 8th fret 3rd string, and then barring to get the 7th frets with my index on the first 2 strings. Okay, now another cool variation of this chord is just add your pinky to the 10th fret on the 2nd string. Okay, now let's just do the same bar chord we did for E7, but we're going to be doing a B7 now. So I'm based off of my 2nd fret on the 5th string with my index. Ring finger gets the 4th fret on the 4th string. Index is barring to get the 2nd fret 3rd string, pinky gets the 4th fret 2nd string, and then barring to get the 2nd fret on the 1st string with my index, and I'm going to make some contact and mute my low 6th string. Okay, now there's an open position, B7 too, so let's throw that one out there. I'm going to have my middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, index is on the 1st fret 4th string, ring finger is on the 2nd fret 3rd string, open 2nd string, and then pinky gets the 2nd fret 1st string. I'm going to make some contact and mute my low 6th string. And that's your open position B7. This chapter's strum pattern is going to feature our rhythm we've been working on with the 2 16th notes and an 8th note. I'm going to recommend a down, up, down for this, and just keep your strumming happening and just miss your contact on the last up strum on each beat. The box without a bottom is a down strum, and the arrow pointing down is an up strum. Here's the pattern without a chord. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll just be playing these each one time. I recommend repeat all these 8 to 12 times. Check out your different tempos, slow, medium, and fast. Okay, grab your E7 chord, and we're going to go 4 bars with that pattern. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. I recommend to incorporate a metronome. I'm going to have my click at 60 beats a minute, and here's number 1 with a click. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Okay, for number 2, we're going to go 4 bars of B7. Here we go. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Here's number 2 a little faster. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Number 3, we're going to have an 8-bar progression. We'll go 4 bars of E7 into 4 bars of B7. 1, 2, 3 EN, 4 EN. We're going to go 2 bars of E7 into 2 bars of B7. 1, 2, 3 EN, 4 EN. For number 5, we're going to have 1 bar of E7 into 1 bar of B7, and then repeat that again for bars 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 EN, 4 EN. I just want to point out another way I could play that same thing is just to move that same bar chord down to my 2nd fret. Okay, for the next numbers, we're going to incorporate some chords from previous chapters along with some rhythms that we've talked about. For number 6, we're going to start off with an E7 with the whole note for bar 1. That's a chord lasting for 4 beats. Normal pattern for bar 2. We'll take it to a D7 on bar 3. We'll have a normal pattern, but we're going to have a half note for beats 3 and 4, and then normal pattern for bar 4. I'm just going to be moving that same bar chord shape down to my 5th fret from my D7. So now I've got my index finger on the 5th fret 5th string, ring fingers on the 7th fret 4th string, barring to get the 5th fret on the 3rd string with my index, pinky's got the 7th fret 2nd string, and then barring to get the 5th fret on the 1st string with my index, making some contact and muting my low 6th string. Here's your D7. Okay, here comes number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, for number 7, we're going to start off with the B7. We'll have normal pattern for bar 1. For bar 2, we'll have a half note rest for the first 2 beats, and then normal pattern for beats 3 and 4. Going to go to a C7 chord, normal pattern for bar 3, and then on bar 4, normal pattern but with a half note rest for the last 2 beats of bar 4. I'm going to be just moving my bar chord up a half step to get to my C7. Now I've got my index finger on the 3rd fret 5th string, ring fingers on the 5th fret 4th string, barring to get the 3rd fret on the 3rd string with my index, pinky's got the 5th fret 2nd string, and then barring to get the 3rd fret on the 1st string with my index, making contact, muting my low 6th string. There's your C7. Okay, here comes number 7. 1, 2, 3 EN, 4 EN. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay, for number 8, we're going to start off with an E7 on bar 1, normal pattern. Bar 2, normal pattern, but with a quarter note rest on beat 1. Switch it to an A major, normal pattern with a quarter note rest on beat 3 for bar 3, normal pattern for bar 4. Switch it to an A7, normal pattern on bar 5 with a quarter note rest on beat 2, normal pattern on bar 6. Whole note rest on bar 5. We'll play anything for 4 beats, and we'll switch it to a D major with normal pattern for bar 4. For your A major, I'm doing a major bar chord based off of the 6th string. So I've got my index finger on the 5th fret 6th string, ring fingers on the 7th fret 5th string, pinkies on the 7th fret 4th string, middle's got the 6th fret 3rd string, and then barring to get the 5th frets on the first 2 strings. Just remove your pinky to make an A7. And then for a D major, I'm going to be doing my bar chord off of the 5th string. So I've got my index finger on the 5th fret 5th string, barring to get the 7th frets on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, muting my 6th and my 1st string. There's your D major. Okay, I'm going to do number 8 with a click. 1, 2, 3 En, 4 En. Rest. 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 2, 3, 4. All right, for number 9, we're going to start off with the B7 normal pattern for the first 2 beats. Then we're going to have a half note tied to another half note. This chord's going to last for 4 beats, and it's going to start on beat 3 of bar 1, linger all the way through the first 2 beats of bar 2. We'll resume our normal pattern for beats 3 and 4. On bar 3, we're going to switch it to a B minor. We'll have normal pattern for the first 2 beats, and then this time we're going to have a half note tied to a dotted half note. Dotted half notes last for 3 beats, so we're going to have this as a 5-beat chord, and it's going to start on beat 3 of the 3rd bar, linger all the way through the first 3 beats of bar 4, and then we'll just play our normal rhythm for the last beat of bar 4. Now for my B minor, if I'm coming from a B7, I'm just going to remove my middle finger and add my pinky to the 9th fret on the 4th string, and that'll give me my minor bar chord based off of the 6th string. 1, 2, 3 En, 4 En. 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play number 9 a little faster. 1, 2, 3 En, 4 En. 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, for this chapter scales, we're going to talk about the E Mixolydian, the E blues scale, the B Mixolydian, and the B blues scale. Let's start off with the E Mixolydian scale. Mixolydian is a good choice over a dominant 7 chord. It's basically a major scale with a flat 7. And our notes for E7 are going to be an E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D natural to an E. Okay, now I'm going to give a couple lead up notes to our note E. So on your 6th string, we're going to go 7, 9, 10. This will take us to the note E on our 7th fret 5th string. From here, we'll go 7, 9. 4th string is a 6, 7, 9. 3rd string is a 6, 7, 9. 2nd string is a 7, 9, 10. And on the 1st string, we're going to go 7, 9, 10, 12. And that 12th fret is our 2nd octave E. Now taking it back down, we'll go 10, 9, 7, 1st string, 10, 9, 7, 2nd string, 9, 7, 6, 3rd string, 9, 7, 6, 4th string, 7, 9, 5th string. Okay, now you can take it all the way down to your 10, 9, 7 on your 6th string too. I recommend to play the 4 basic rhythms: quarter notes, 8th note triplets, and 16th notes. So I'm going to start off with some quarter notes, and I'm just going to start off right on the note E. So here goes quarter notes up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. incorporate my metronome for the next rhythms. I'm going to do some eighth notes. You could do 2 on each note or just 1 on each note. I'm going to do 1 on each note. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, for eighth note triplets, you could do 3 on each note or just 1 on each note. I'm going to do just 1 on each note. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. For 16th notes, you could do 4 on each note or just 1 on each note. I'm going to do 4 on each note. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, for number 1B, we're going to incorporate our new rhythm for this chapter. This is going to be the 2 16th notes and an 8th note. It's going to sound like this: 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. Now, I'm going to recommend you could down pick all these or try a down up down to do your alternate picking. That's a good economical way to pick it. So I'm going to do a down up down, 1 octave. Here's 1B: 1, 2, 3 E and, 4 E and. Okay, now here's going up the full 2 octaves with that rhythm. 1, 2, 3 E and, 4 E and. Okay, for number 2A, let's talk about the E blues scale. Now for this one, we're going to have the notes E, G, A, B flat, B, and then a D and an E. And the blues scale is basically minor pentatonic with a flat 5 in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and play some quarter notes on the E blues scale. I'm going to give you 2 lead up notes too. It's going to be your 7 and 10 on the 6th string. Takes us to the note E on your 7th fret 5th string. We're going to go 7 to 10. On the 4th string is going to be a 7, 8, 9. And right in the middle there, that's your flat 5. On the 3rd string, we'll go 7 to 9. On the 2nd string, we'll go 8, 10, 11. On the 1st string, we'll go 7, 10, 12. Taking it back down, we'll go 10 to 7, 1st string. 11, 10, 8, 2nd string. 9 to 7, 3rd string. 9, 8, 7, 4th string. And then 10 to 7 on your 5th string. And taking all the way down, we'll have a 10 and a 7 on your low 6th string. Okay, I'm just going to start on the note E. I'm going to bypass the other 3 rhythms. I'm just going to play quarter notes, but I definitely recommend also work your other basic rhythms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to incorporate our new rhythm with the E blues scale. This is 1 octave. 1, 2, 3 E and, 4 E and. Okay, now here's 2 octaves with our new rhythm. 1, 2, 3 E and, 4 E and. Okay, now we've been doing some sequences with groups of 4 for these chapters, so let's go ahead and do groups of 4 with our E Mixolydian scale. Basically, we're going to run up 4 notes, and then we're going to backtrack 3 notes, and then run up another 4 from there. So the first group of 4 will sound like this. Next group of 4. Next group of 4. And then. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play groups of 4, 1 octave for E, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to take that same groups of 4 up 2 octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4, we're going to descend our groups of 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now here's descending groups of 4, 2 octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another sequence is to do interval jumps of fourths. So basically I'm going to start on a note, jump up a fourth, go to my next note, and then jump up a fourth from there and repeat that pattern. So here's fourths going up 2 octaves on the E Mixolydian scale. Okay, for number 6, here's descending fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for our B Mixolydian scale, we're going to be having the notes B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A to B. Okay, now on our low 6th string, we're going to start off on the note B. It's going to be a 7-9. 5th string is a 6-7-9. 4th string is a 6-7-9. 3rd string is a 6-8-9. 2nd string is a 7-9-10. And then your 2nd octave is your 7th fret on the 1st string. And we're going to climb up 2 notes from there. So we'll also hit our 9th and our 11th fret. Descending down, we'll go 9 to 7. 10, 9, 7, 2nd string, 9, 8, 6, 3rd string, 9, 7, 6, 4th string, 9, 7, 6, 5th string, and then 9, 7, 6th string. Okay, now I'm going to bypass those other rhythms. I'm just going to play quarter notes for this, but definitely recommend work your other rhythms. So here comes quarter notes, B Mixolydian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to put that new rhythm on our B Mixolydian scale. I'm just going to do 1 octave. 1, 2, 3 E and 4 E and. Now here's 2 octaves with our new rhythm. 1, 2, 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, now for our B blues scale, our notes are going to be a B, D, E, F natural, F sharp to an A and a B. And our notes are going to be 7th to 10th fret, 6th string. We'll go 7, 8, 9, 5th string, 7, 9, 4th string, 7, 9, 10, 3rd string, and then 7, 10, 2nd string, 7, 10, 1st string. Backtracking, 7th fret, 1st string, 10 to 7 on your 2nd string, 10, 9, 7, 3rd string, 9 to 7, 4th string, 9, 8, 7, 5th string, and then 10 to 7, 6th string. Okay, here's quarter notes on the B blues scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now here's our new rhythm on the B blues scale. 1, 2, 3 E N, 4 E N. Okay, for number 3 and 4, we're going to do groups of 4 in the B Mixolydian scale. And then here is 1 octave, groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to go up the 2 octaves with groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to descend groups of 4, 1 octave. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to descend the full 2 octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for number 5, we're going to ascend in fourths intervals for the B Mixolydian scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now here's descending fourths. 3, 4. Okay, now I recommend to jam on your chords and your scales. So I'm going to play some E7 and then play some E Mixolydian and some blues scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some chords, some scales. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with a B7. 3, 4. Some chords. Some scales. for this chapter study, we're going to talk about some funk. Now, funky music's one of my favorites. I definitely like a lot of old school funk. James Brown, Parliament, Funkadelic, Sly and the Family Stone. I like all different kinds of funky stuff too, all the way up to modern times, and a lot of different ways we can get funky with our guitar. So for this chapter, we're going to talk a little bit about some cool, jazzy, funky chords, and they're all fall under the dominant 7 umbrella and little minor. We're also going to talk about some ghost notes and how we can use rhythmic strumming and percussive concepts to add to our funky feel, and also talk about some laid back and swung feel, so we're not super straight all the time. So we'll explore both of those kind of feels too. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to give you a handful of chords, and some of these are some of my favorites to play some funky music. They're also good for different styles too. You could play jazz and blues and rock and pop with them too. Okay, now the first one's going to be an E9. Now an E9 falls in the dominant 7 family, so it relates to our E7, but we're going to put the 9th in there, and it's going to give us a little color tone, kind of an extension. The 9th is basically the second note of our scale up an octave. So if I were to just think of an E scale, my second note would be an F sharp. I'm just going to put an F sharp, but up an octave, and this is the sound. Okay, so I've got my middle finger on the 7th fret 5th string. Index is on the 6th fret 4th string. Ring finger gets the 7th fret 3rd string. Pinky gets the 7th fret 2nd string. Now, since it's an E, you can have both your 1st and 6th string ringing. It's your E9, totally movable chord. So we could bump pretty much all these chords, except for I think just one of them can go into any keys. If I just scoot up, that's an F9, F sharp 9, G9, and so on and so on. Now for the second example, it's another E9, but this one's going to have a ring finger bar concept on it. So now I've still got my middle on the 7th fret 5th string. Index has the 6th fret 4th string. My ring finger is going to bar and get the 7th frets on the first 3 strings. And I can have my low 6th string ringing, and that's your barred E9. Okay, the third example is an E7 sharp 9, sometimes called the Hendrix chord if you've ever learned Purple Haze and some of his other jams. It's a great chord. This is definitely one of my favorites too. Sharp 9, we're going to take that F sharp and sharp it up to a G natural, which is also our flat 3. So this chord kind of has a duality to it. It's a little bit major vibe, and it's got some minor kind of tones in there too. Okay, for your E7 sharp 9, just think of that first E9. I'm going to put my pinky up another fret. So I got my middle finger 7th fret 5th string, index is 6th fret 4th string, ring finger is 7th fret 3rd string, pinky gets the 8th fret 2nd string, and you could have your E strings ringing if you like. Okay, now for an E minor 9, if you think back to our first E9, I'm going to scoot my index finger back a fret to make a flat 3rd for this chord. Okay, now for this one, I got my middle finger again, 7th fret 5th string. My index is now on the 5th fret 4th string. Ring finger and pinkies are on the 7th frets on the 3rd and 2nd string. You could have your open E strings ringing. That's your E minor 9. Now, if you are going to bump these chords around, you're going to want to probably mute your 1st and 6th string. Sometimes your 1st string might sound nice depending which key you're in, but I'd recommend muting your 1st and 6th string if you're going to start to bump around that chord. Okay, for an A9, I'm going to be working off of our A7 bar chord, and I'm just going to put my pinky up on the 7th fret 1st string. I'm going to grab the note B, that's my second note in the key of A, and it's going to be up a couple octaves here. It's going to turn it into that 9th sound. Okay, for this one, I've got my dominant 7 bar chord, so index finger is on the 5th fret 6th string, ring finger is on the 7th fret 5th string, barring to get the 4th string on the 5th fret with my index, middle finger gets the 6th fret 3rd string, barring to get the 5th fret with my index on the 2nd string, and then pinky gets the 7th fret on the 1st string. There's your A9. Okay, now for an A13, just take your pinky and bump it to the 7th fret on the 2nd string. Okay, now for a 13th chord, still in the dominant 7 family, but we're going to incorporate the 6th note up an octave, and your 6 is the 13th. Okay, now for an A minor 9. If you just think of a regular A minor bar chord, I'm going to take my pinky and bump it to that note B, that's my 2nd, which is also the 9th. It's going to give me an A minor 9th now. Okay, Okay, now for this one, I'm borrowing my 5th fret. I've got my index finger, 5th fret 6th string, ring finger is 7th fret 5th string. I'm borrowing to get the 5th frets on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, all with my index, and then pinky gets the 7th fret 1st string. Real nice minor chord with an extension. Now there's also, since we're in the key of A, we can incorporate our open A string. And for this one, I'm just gonna bar with my index now to get the 5th frets on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And I'm gonna use my ring finger to get the 7th fret on the 1st string. I can have my open A string. You could even have your open E string in there too. But I'm gonna start that one on my A string. So there's your A minor 9 without the full bar chord. Okay, now let's start to talk about some patterns and some strumming. Now for number 1, we're gonna have a quarter note, just an open E string on beat 1. We're gonna hit our E9 chord on beat 2. Now you could release your chord, but I recommend also keep your fingers in the mix. You don't have to fully lose your chord shape sometimes. So as long as we can just mute those strings, that's gonna be the concept for beat 3 there. So I could have my hands fully flat, or I could still kind of have that E shape in there. Because on beat 4, we're gonna hit another E9. So sometimes the less movement of your fingers could be good. Now here's number 1, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, if we're thinking straight, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. If we start to swing it a little bit or lay it back, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. I'm gonna play number 1 with more of a laid back feel this time. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Kind of showing you the fun with playing different rhythmically feels, straight, laid back, all the way over to swung. So there's also some cool territory in between. It's kind of those in between feels that sound really great for funky music, reggae too, other types of music. A lot of things to explore between those two rhythmic parameters. Okay, for number 2, we're gonna this time work off of our E7 sharp 9. On beat 1, we're gonna have those muted 16th notes, 1 E and a. We're gonna hit our E7 sharp 9 on beat 2. And on beat 3, we're gonna have 2 bass notes, 2 8th notes with our open E string. And then we'll hit our E7 sharp 9 for 8th notes on beat 4. Okay, now you're gonna notice I'm giving you a lot of down strums for the chords and the bass, and then our rhythmic 16th notes and rhythmic 16th note variations are gonna have some downs and ups in there. Okay, now here comes number 2, and for this one, I'm gonna start off with that laid back kind of swung pocket. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now if I were to play that straight, 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, let's go ahead and take it to number 3. Now we're going to work with our E minor 9, and I'm going to start off just with our chord on beat 1 as a quarter note. Beat 2 is going to be those muted 16th notes. We'll hit our chord again on beat 3, and then on beat 4 we'll just have a quarter note, open E bass note. Okay, here comes number 3, and I'm going to play this one straight. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, now here's number 3 with more of a laid back feel. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, for number 4, we're going to work off of our A9 chord. We're going to start off on beat 1 as a quarter note. On beat 2, we're going to play a 8th note and 2 16th notes. It's going to sound like this, 2 and those will be all rhythmic, percussive, muted notes. On beat 3, we'll play our chord as 8th notes, so we'll hit it 2 times. And then on beat 4, we'll have muted 16th notes. Okay, now for beat 2, I'm going to recommend a down, down, up for that rhythm. Now I'm going to start this one off with that laid back feel. 1, 2, 3, E and a 4, E and a. Okay, now here's straight. 1, 2, 3, E and a 4, E and a. Okay, for number 5, we're going to work off of our A13. We're going to have 16th notes, but we'll have all chord on beat 1. On beat 2, we're going to have 8th notes. We're going to play the chord on the downbeat of 2, but we'll do a muted rhythmic hit on the and of 2. Go back to our chord for 16th notes on beat 3. And then on beat 4, we're going to have that rhythm that we just played with the 8th note and the 2 16th notes. We're going to play the chord on the downbeat of 4 for the 8th note, and then the 2 16th notes we'll have as muted ghost notes. Okay, here comes number 5, and I'm going to start off with this one straight. 1, 2, 3, E and a 4, E and a. Okay, here's number 5 with a laid back feel. 1, 2, 3, E and a 4, E and a. Okay, for the last one, number 6, we're going to work off of our A minor 9. I'm going to be doing the A minor 9 with the full bar chord. On beat 1, we're going to have our newer rhythm from this chapter. It's going to be the 2 16th notes with the 8th note. It's going to sound like a 1 E and those will be all rhythmic ghost notes, muted. On beat 2, we'll have 16th notes, all chord. On beat 3, we'll have 16th notes, all muted. And then on beat 4, we'll have 8th notes for our chord. Okay, for number 6, I'm going to play this starting off with the laid back feel. 1, 2, 3, E and 4, E and. And then here's number 6, straight feel. 1, 2, 3, E and 4, E and. Here's number 6, straight a little faster. 1, 2, 3, E and 4, E and. So have fun with these funky rhythms. They're definitely a cool part of guitaring that I love to do. Funk is kind of an attitude too, so I recommend check out some funky bands, and I hope you dig it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you for chapter 16. Take it easy.